on the plane, before you even got on the plane, yeah, you picked out a place on the map. You looked up their requirements, what you can bring, what you can't bring. You bought the ticket, you got on the plane, but you still don't know where the hell you're going. I will never understand the audacity of some people.
Why are people so addicted to f***s?
In the span of 24 hours, I had one man tell me that nobody will date a girl with a kid.
If something happens to your baby daddy, you get no say-so. Any of the hospital decisions, they're going to call his mother or his next of kin.
Why not just stay home and find an American wife?
Hey guys, welcome back to More to Life. Before I get into this video, I ask that you like, comment, subscribe. Also, smash that notification bell just to be sure you get my videos as soon as I release them. All right, let's hop right into it.
If something happens to your baby daddy, you get no say-so. What do I mean by this? If, God forbid, he's in a car accident and you guys have a house together, or you live with him, or he's taking care of you and paying all the bills, you have no rights to his assets. You have no rights to any of the hospital decisions. They're going to call his mother or his next of kin. They don't care about baby mamas. They give y'all zero respect in those hospitals, at the bank. We're not his wife. They do not care. So marriage is more than just a protection for the woman. It's a protection for the family. And people gonna lie and say, oh, I'll put you in my will. Wills can be contested in court as well. You got to be protected in a trust. But if he's going to pay thousands of dollars to put you in a trust, why not pay $35 and marry you downtown?
Now, that's very logical, right? Extremely logical. But, nowadays, women are taught out of fear. Not necessarily taught. Out of fear, women would rather have the kid and not have the marriage. And men also, rightfully so, right? You know what's happening to men nowadays? The cleaners, without even their shirt getting washed, socks not getting dry clean. They're just gonna take them to the cleaners. All the money gone. So guys don't want to take that chance. But she's right. Very logical. Will it get back to that though? Some guys will marry warning to those guys, but still, she's right. Very logical. I think more women need to think like this. But it won't happen. Why? More women want the guy that's not necessarily for them. They want a guy that's for the streets, making them for the streets by having babies and running around. Then they have another one, then another one, and then vicious cycle. All right, let's go into the next one.
In the span of 24 hours, I had one man tell me that nobody will date a girl with a kid. And then I vented to another guy about the person who said that. And then he told me, no, that's not true. But a man doesn't want to date a girl who has slept with a lot of guys. 2 for 2.
Man, that was weird. But right, once again, nobody wants to be with a girl that's for the streets. Period bond is real. You know what's happening? And I can tell this girl was really crying. It really hit home. She didn't know this. If her mother's around, father's probably not around. If her father's around, he would have been ashamed of himself. But she had no clue about these things. Nobody ever sat her down and let her know. And that's why I think it's important to have your father around. A father would have sat his daughter down and said, look, this is what you have to be aware of. You have to be careful of this. And she probably did both, right? Probably was running around for the streets because she's seen other little girls doing the same. And it's wild. In high school, it's cool. It's cool to be experienced. Every kid wants to be experienced. Pop your cherry is the big thing, right? So that's what little girls are looking to do. Get the experience, get with this guy. They're led down to a life of turmoil. Then they get older. Oh, baby, go to college. Yeah, it's wild. And then it keeps happening. And then before you know it, it's too late. Crazy cycle. It will continue to happen until people start teaching these children the right way. And will that happen anytime soon? I don't think so. Anyway, let's go on to the next video.
Why are people so addicted to boys? And so there's this really interesting research from the psychologist B.F. Skinner, and it's a study with pigeons. So for the first pigeon, the pigeon is in a little cage with a lever. Every time that the pigeon presses the lever, food comes out. And so that's pigeon number 1. Then there's pigeon number 2. They're also in a cage with a lever. In the beginning, every time that they press the lever, food comes out. Okay, so now they're the same. But then the first pigeon, it stays the same. They press the lever, food comes out. And this is called the continuous reward schedule. The second pigeon, over time, the schedule changes. Sometimes when they press the lever, food comes out. Sometimes when they press it, it doesn't come out. Maybe it might take them 5 or 20 times of pressing it for the food to come out. And that's called the partial rewards. With the first pigeon, once they turn off the food, the pigeon will press it a few more times, see there's no more food, and stop pressing it. The second pigeon, once they turn off the food, it will literally keep pressing the lever until it collapses from fatigue. And that's because the partial reward schedule is so addictive. That's also how slot machines work. That's how gambling works. Sometimes I get what I want and sometimes I don't, so I want to keep trying and I want to keep trying. And that's what's happening with boys. So give you attention in the beginning, right? You get what you want, they seem interested in you, you go out. Then they start pulling back. They're hot and cold. Sometimes they're interested, sometimes they're not. And you become addicted to that partial reward schedule. Well, this time when I press the lever, will you text me back or not? And it feels really exciting. And so securely attached partners are the levers in the first one, where their interest in you and their love in you is continuous. And that's what we should go after, because that's what a healthy relationship is. But people get so addicted to the fuckboys and to the partial reward schedule that they're trapped in this cycle. And so our brains, they really develop in this way where when we don't know if we'll get what we want or not, it's really exciting. But that's not what's aligned with long-term relationship success.
Yes, and it's true. And as we see already from what's happening right now, it's a wild time in history. Women don't care. What do you mean by that? They want things being topsy-turvy. They don't want to know what's coming tomorrow, right? If a man can promise that she won't know what's coming tomorrow, and then he also has the bag, right? She stays intrigued because it's like, wow, he can provide, and I have no idea what's coming tomorrow. I'm intrigued. And doesn't matter if it's a whole lot of headaches, right? Hot and cold. That's all it's about. Same reason why they fell for deception when the world first started, right? They want topsy-turvy. And you hear guys say it, right? Guys will say, hey, doesn't matter what's going on as long as you're a proper headache, as long as she's thinking about you, right? As long as she can't keep her mind off you, that's when you're winning. That's why they like the F-boys. And the lady explained it. It's broken down to an end. They break it down to pigeons, and also it could be the same with rats. These tests work because it's something fun to do, right? It's something fun to do. Everything should be a game. But women want games. It's just sad. It's just a sad scenario. But anyway, let's keep going.
Normally and typically in an Arab household, the man usually is the provider financially.
I will never understand the audacity of some people. You got on the plane before you even got on the plane. Yeah, you picked out a place on the map. You looked up their requirements, what you can bring, what you can't bring. You bought the ticket, you got on the plane, but you still don't know where the hell you're going.
That's a who's that?
Ozamayelete. Eh? Imagine you are going to a different country looking for a wife, but you want to impose your American ways. Why not just stay home and find an American wife? Are we blind? Why did you waste all that time? And that's why you go to these countries and you get robbed.
What does him wanting her to be like an American wife have to do with going to countries getting robbed? And she kind of wants that, right? These good for nothing, low down, dirty-minded scoundrels wish death on guys. She said that in so many ways. With robbery comes what? Weapons. With weapons comes what? Death. Why would you say that's why? Because that's what's happening. But it's not happening in most countries. And it does happen, and guys need to try their best to avoid it. But sometimes in some countries, depending on the circumstance, it's unavoidable. But man, they keep doing it. We're not 90 Day Fiance. Passport bros know what's happening in all of these countries, right? Passport bros know what's happening in the Philippines. They know what's happening in Thailand. They know what's happening in DR. They know what's happening in Colombia. They know what's happening in certain parts of Africa. The reason why, because they research it, right? A passport bro would never be out there in the Middle East somewhere expecting women to go 50-50. If he is, technically he's not a passport bro. He didn't do any research, right? Passport bros thrive on that. Also, guys are looking for freedom. What do you mean by that? It's more than just a woman. It's freedom. Freedom to be able to do whatever you want, right? To not be stuck like a lot of people are. The freedom to eat the food that you want to eat, to be healthy. Freedom, sanity. There's a lot to this. And it's not on 90 Day Fiance.
Facts.
You wanna know why? Because guys that do this know it's more to life than going through that.